Good evening, it's Serena, and today I did a reaction for Nightwish earlier today, and I think I really need to more and learn more and get to know more of Nightwish. It's a lot. It's a lot, but I need to at least watch some things, read some things, and learn, and best thing to do is to looking things up, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Because since I don't know a lot, it makes things even a lot more confusing. So I think this might help. So I'm going to do the success of Floor Jansen short documentary, and this was 2021. And this is Toth Productions. I liked it, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe and see what all they have about Nightwish. Thank you for all the comments that I've been getting and getting to understand more. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and start. And here we go.
In the world of symphonic metal, we know only a few major female voices, like Tarja Turunen, Sharon Den Adel, Simone Simmons, and Floor Jansen. They are all great and widely appreciated for being amazing performers. With that said, each one of them has their own unique approach towards singing.
1 second, please. I'm going to, oops, yes. I'm going to turn the CC off because, yeah, usually it's not right, and it already has subtitles as it is. Sorry.
And definitely a different style. Floor Jansen is certainly high up there on this list because she has a rich history with this genre, and now she is the frontwoman for one of the best bands in this genre, Nightwish. But how did she get here? Let's find out.
When I hear Toth, I think of the tarot deck.
When she was little, Floor Jansen always wanted to be a biologist. She was very passionate about everything in this field, and she actually played the biologist character on the Aryan album The Source. However, her love for metal music surpassed everything, and that's the reason why she wanted to join a band to showcase her art, craft, and ideas. And she did, because Floor Jansen actually joined the symphonic metal band After Forever in 1997. She was 16 at the time, and she was very excited to help the band while also pursuing a career in the music industry.
It'd be crazy that she would just do biology and not us not having her voice. Yeah.
The band was first known as Apocalypse, and eventually it was renamed to After Forever. After 3 years with the band, they released their first album, which was named Prison of Desire. The interesting thing for Floor Jansen is that she co-wrote most of the songs with Mark Jansen. He left the band later in 2002, and that left her as the sole composer for the band. It's important to note that Floor Jansen did have a short time with the band while she worked as a singing teacher. Eventually, things got better financially, and she was able to pursue her dream of working full-time as a musician.
I'm sure that was hard in the beginning, struggling, trying to make rent and everything like that.
One of the bandmates, Sander Gummins, had to deal with a lot of burnout, and they all decided that they have to take a year off from the band. This started in January 2008, but eventually, in February 2009, the band just decided to quit and stop producing any music. However, Floor Jansen didn't stop from her endeavors, since she continued writing music with Jorn Viggo Lofstad in order to create a new musical project. Their project would eventually be named Northward 10 years later, but at that point, it was just a simple, unnamed project. It didn't take a lot of time for Floor Jansen to actually figure out what she would do once After Forever was over.
By the way, I heard the pronunciation instead of Jansen, so I got it.
In fact, in October the same year, 2009, she announced via her MySpace page that she would create a new band named
MySpace. I feel MySpace was better than Facebook. You were able to customize everything. My page was so awesome with sparkly Care Bears and shit. Just saying.
ReVamp. The first album was actually produced alongside Joost Vandenbroek, who was the keyboardist for After Forever. She also had Waldemar Sorichta and Jaap Melman as producers and songwriters. It was announced in 2011 by Van Canto that Floor Jansen was suffering from burnout, and because of that, they would not be able to enter the Out of Dark tour. During that same year, Jansen did join Mark Jansen After Forever in order to help his band with their Latin American tour. She also joined the Adrenaline Mob on stage, both at Weert and Bochum. Despite all of that wide range of cameos, she also worked on ReVamp's second album, which eventually got named Wildcard and got released in 2013. However, during this time, she also started working with Nightwish as their vocalist, since they remained without a vocalist at that time. It was due to that the ReVamp had to break up in 2016, since Floor Jansen was unable to be 100% there for both bands. She decided to go on with Nightwish at her 100%, so ReVamp members decided to break up and not continue creating or playing music anymore.
I heard that James Hetfield from Metallica, I saw one of his interviews and he said you can't do several side projects. You have to be all in one band. That's just his opinion.
Floor Jansen started singing for Nightwish as soon as Annette Olzon decided to part ways with the band in 2012. At first, Nightwish needed a replacement for her during the Imaginarium World Tour in 2012. Floor Jansen's first show was actually in Seattle, and it took place in October of that year. She was a bit scared to take this on because she didn't have enough time to learn every song, and obviously, being the singer of a very reputed band was a very big deal.
Right.
However, Floor Jansen did very well, and she eventually got past all those challenges, and she settled in with the band very well. In fact, in 2015, Nightwish released their first album with Floor Jansen as their vocalist, an album named Endless Forms Most Beautiful, and out of this tour they actually created Vehicle of Spirit, the second live album that would feature Floor Jansen. They went onward to create more music with Floor Jansen and performed live, with Human Nature being the second studio album with her as the vocalist. This album was released in April 2020, and she continues to be a part of the band even at this particular time. As we already mentioned, Floor didn't stop at working with just a single band. Her creativity was really pushing the boundaries, and she was trying to work with a plethora of different bands the best way that she could. She actually worked on 3 Aryan albums as backing vocalist, as a character named Forever, And then she also played the biologist on the Source album. Aside from that, she also became a member of the Star One heavy metal supergroup created by Aryan Project creator Aryan Anthony Lucassen. That's why she was featured on their studio albums Victims of the Modern Age and Space Metal. She got featured in the Aryan Universe album, which was a collection of live music for the fans. In 2013, she performed as the main vocalist for the Avalon Metal Opera act. The album that she worked on was named Angels of Apocalypse, and it was released in
Nice.
2014.
I like that name.
She was even guest singer for the Nightmare Metal band. So yes, she always liked the idea of contributing to a variety of bands. Her project named Northward was unveiled in 2018, and it was at that time when they were able to record the album they started working on around 10 years ago. This album is special because it has a duo with Floor Jansen's sister named Irene.
Oh.
An important thing to note is that Floor Jansen participated on the Beste Zangers TV show, and she impressed everyone with her voice. Her single during that show actually remained the #1 position in the Dutch charts, which encouraged her to create a solo tour. The venues were all sold out for that tour, and it showed her that there is a demand for her to just sing live on her own if possible.
I think you could just, for just singing, period. She has a beautiful voice. So, of course, there's a demand, you know?
Floor Jansen has a varied vocal range, which allowed her to assist so many different bands. She can go from one vocal range to another while still pushing the boundaries and coming up with something unique and different. She can sing everything from belting to classical, while also integrating things like death growls and screaming. She is a soprano that has a range of more than 3 octaves. Floor Jansen did study music at the Rock Academy in 1999, and she even entered
Okay.
the Conservatorium at Tilburg in 2002. She spent a year at the opera and she studied musical theater.
Okay. I was about to ask if she is, classically trained, which I think somebody had said that. Several people have said that a long time ago. So cool. She's studied musical theater. Awesome.
After splitting from After Forever, she actually started teaching performing in her dedicated class named Wanna Be a Star. Although she is a singer at heart, the truth is that Floor Jansen can play the flute, piano, and guitar.
Wow, so
This
talented.
is mostly due to her many years of musical studies. Not only is she a very good singer, but she managed to master pretty much everything in this field. She can write songs, perform them, while also being able to handle a few instruments here and there. It's interesting to note that a new species of beetle discovered by Andreas Weigel actually has her name.
Cool.
This is mostly thanks to her amazing passion for biology that never left her life. She was excited to hear this and even spread the news on her Facebook page. Floor Jansen has a very rich history in the musical industry, and she managed to accomplish quite a lot of things with multiple bands. Despite the fact that some of her bands eventually disbanded, she always continued creating or performing music. She never left this dream, and it's something that continues up to this date. That's what makes Floor Jansen an incredible performer, because she has an extraordinary set of skills, and she continues to perfect them in ways we could never imagine.
I have a question. Is that like a signature move with the headbang, but with like swinging the hair and all that? I noticed that earlier with the other reaction.
She is currently performing with Nightwish, but she's also working on a variety of personal
Yeah.
projects too.
Lovely. Thank you, Toth Productions. I appreciate it. Um, I enjoy documentaries anyway, so it's never a big deal. I love to learn, so I enjoy that. If you have questions, suggestions, just ask. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Oh, by the way, if you have any other like documentaries and give them the links. I love it. It'll be very helpful for me to react to. Have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye.